For centuries in Europe, madness was not treated. It was contained. Long before therapy, psychology, or modern medicine, people considered insane were locked away in institutions known as asylums, places meant not to heal, but to remove them from society. One of the earliest and most infamous was Bethlehem Royal Hospital, better known as Bedlam. Founded in the Middle Ages, Bedlam became a symbol of chaos, cruelty, and public fascination. Patients were chained to walls, confined in dark rooms, and left in filth. There were no diagnoses as we understand them today. Melancholy, grief, epilepsy, trauma, and nonconformity were all treated as madness. Treatment often meant punishment. Patients were restrained in iron cuffs, strapped into chairs designed to prevent movement, or subjected to cold baths believed to shock the mind back into order. Silence was enforced. Isolation was common. Pain was considered corrective. Asylums were not hidden. In some cities, the public could pay to visit. Visitors walked through wards, staring at patients as entertainment. The mad became spectacles, living warnings of what happened when order was lost. Women were especially vulnerable. A woman could be committed for refusing marriage, speaking too freely, showing sexual independence, or expressing grief too loudly. Once inside, escape was rare. Medical authority replaced legal protection. By the 18th and 19th centuries, asylums spread across Europe. They were often built far from cities, surrounded by walls and farmland. The idea was control through separation. Patients worked the land, scrubbed floors, and followed rigid schedules meant to impose discipline on the mind. Some reformers believed they were helping. New institutions promised moral treatment, calm environments, routine, and order. But overcrowding, underfunding, and fear turned these ideals into another system of neglect. Photography reveals the truth. Early asylum photographs show vacant stares, restrained bodies, and identical uniforms. Individual identity disappeared. Once admitted, a person became a case, not a human being. What's most unsettling is how ordinary this all seemed. Doctors believed they were progressive. Families believed they were doing the right thing. Society accepted confinement as care. Modern psychiatry did not emerge because asylums worked. It emerged because they failed. The history of Europe's first mental asylums reminds us that treatment has often reflected fear more than understanding, and control more than compassion. If you want more stories about how institutions shaped human lives behind closed doors, like the video and subscribe to Past Forward.